iOS 26 is here, and it's more than just a name change. From its stunning liquid glass design, to smarter lock screens, to new iPhone calling tools, Apple packed in features that'll save you time and frustration. I'll walk you through 12 of the best features that you need to know, step by step, and stick around to the end and I'll give you a couple of tips that'll help your battery last longer. By the way, just like car model years, Apple renamed their iOS releases to sync with their fall release cycles. So no worries, you haven't missed 7 releases. First, let's look at spatial photos on the lock screen. While the liquid glass aesthetics are very impressive, Apple has given us the ability to create 3-dimensional lock screens that make your photos come alive. No more flat wallpaper. Move your phone slightly and the image shifts, creating that depth and that 3D effect. I'll show you exactly how to set this up. Open the Photos app and select a photo that you want. Tap the Share button and select Use as Wallpaper. Then select Spatial Photo icon. Then click the ellipsis and enable Depth Effect if it's not already selected for you. Now you can vary the clock size as well to choose exactly how much of the numbers will hide behind the foreground subject. Tap Add at the top right and Set as a wallpaper pair. Now it's like holding a living memory in your hand. I've always wondered, how long is it going to take me to charge my phone to a certain percentage before I leave the house? Now Apple has solved that for us. When we plug in our phones, not only will you see the current percentage charged, but iOS will show you the exact number of minutes it'll take to get 80% by default. 80% is the optimum level for keeping your battery healthy. However, depending on your battery charging setting, it can go up to 100%. The charging estimate is going to show you how long it will take to bring you up to 80%. Let me know in the comments below if this is going to help you. This next feature is probably something you've been wishing you had. By default, iPhones always snoozed for exactly 9 minutes. Pretty random, right? In iOS 26, you can finally set your own snooze length from 1 minute to 15 minutes. There are 2 places to set this depending on which app you use for your alarm. So let's look at both. First, let's look at the clock app. Tap Alarms. Let's click Add an Alarm. And now at the bottom, we see the snooze duration. You can scroll through and see 1 minute all the way to 15 minutes. You can tap that check mark at the top to save it once you have your time selected, and you're good to go. Now, if you're using your health app to wake up with, like I am, then you can go to the health app, search for sleep, select sleep, scroll down and look at your schedule. You can click edit, scroll to the bottom. Now you see the snooze duration. So make your selection, click the check mark at the top, and you're set to go. Your camera app has had some nice new updates. Let's walk through a few of those. First, there's a brand new look, liquid glass. Buttons float, backgrounds are more transparent. Then they've simplified the layout. Now you primarily have photo and video tabs right away. Other modes like portrait, panorama, cinematic are still there, but you swipe to access them instead of them crowding the bottom. Another change, pop-out controls. Flash, timer, exposure are grouped into menus. So when you want to adjust these, you can do it from one place without hunting around. And here's a small but welcome one. iOS 26 can now detect when your lens is dirty and give you a warning so that you can clean it. No more blurry photos because of smudges. You'll find this option in Settings, Camera, scroll to the bottom, and you'll see Lens Cleaning Hints. Make sure you toggle that on. This next feature is something I've been wanting for years. The ability to select text inside of a text message. Just open Messages, choose a conversation, press and hold on the text, and choose Select in the menu below. And now you'll have handles where you can drag and adjust them to select just the text that you want to copy or change, or perhaps you want to look them up. If you're enjoying these tips, please click that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the weekly iPhone tips and tricks. If you've ever wanted to send an emoji in a text, but you weren't sure if you were clicking the right emoji, now when you make that emoji selection, you can look below and see the exact name of the emoji. So start a new message, tap the emoji button in the bottom left corner, select one of the emojis, and notice in the description box right below it that it quickly tells you what the name of that emoji is. Unfortunately, Apple shows that to you very quickly, so be ready to read it when you click the emoji. But it is helpful and helps prevent some of those misunderstandings. Now there's a great way to delete and report text messages from unknown senders as spam. Apple has relocated the filter button to the top right within the Messages app, allowing you to choose between messages, unknown senders, a new option for spam, recently deleted, and drafts. So now you can filter between all of those. I don't have any spam, so let's look at unknown senders. Now you can delete and report spam quickly for those unknown senders, which helps keep your inbox clean and helps Apple and your wireless carrier to stop future spam. Once you find an unknown sender that you want to report, swipe it to the left and select Delete and Report Spam. By the way, Apple protects your privacy and does not see or send any personal information of yours when you report a spam message. When unknown numbers call, now you can use a virtual assistant to ask who's calling and why they're calling, and then let you know before you pick up the phone. This new feature called Call Screening, Apple calls Ask Reason for Calling. Let's take a look at it. Open Settings, go to Phone, scroll down to the section with the title Screen Unknown Callers. It's a new section. You have 3 choices: Never, Ask Reason for Calling, and Silence. This new call screening feature is Ask Reason for Calling. Select that, and that will enable call screening. So when an unknown number calls, iOS will screen it. It will ask their name and the reason for the call and give you their answer on the lock screen, and then you can decide whether you want to take the call. Let me know in the comments below if you're planning to use this feature. Are you tired of sitting on hold, waiting for customer service to answer that call, and all you're doing is listening to music for what seems like an endless amount of time? Now your phone can do all the waiting for you and notify you when a human finally answers the phone. This feature is called Hold Assist, and I think it's something you're really going to enjoy. In Settings, go to Phone Hold Assist Detection. It's turned on by default. It automatically detects when you're placed on hold so that you can step away and your phone will notify you when it's time to pick it up. iOS monitors and waits for a human to answer and notifies you to take the call. Finally, you can get some work done while you're waiting for a human to pick up. One time I was actually on hold for so long I forgot why I originally called. With this next feature, now you can actually take a screenshot and find out exactly what's in the photo or more about the product in the photo without having to go to a third-party app. Take a screenshot with your side button and volume up button. Now highlight what you want to know more about. Just select it with your finger. And then click the search button at the bottom right, which will use Google image search on what you've selected. Or if you didn't make a selection, it will look at the predominant item in the photo and offer information. If there are dates and times from an event photo, it'll give the option to add it to calendar, or if it's a website, give you the ability to open that site in a browser. Pretty cool, huh? Let's face it, Apple's new liquid glass effects are stunning, but they can potentially drain your battery. So let's look at a couple of tips to ensure that you're getting the most from your battery. The good news is Apple has provided one new setting. iOS 26 introduced adaptive power to newer phones. Go to Settings, Battery, Power Mode, and you'll have a switch to turn on. However, I don't recommend it unless you've noticed that your battery is getting hot. This would especially be truer in older iPhones or even the new iPhone Air. If you notice it running hot, try turning the switch to on, and feel free to also toggle on the adaptive power notifications as well, just so that you can see that it's working. Let me know in the comments below if this makes a difference for you. Here are a couple more quick tips for saving your battery. Hit the back button at the top, go to Charging at the bottom, and you'll notice that you have a charge limit. As you've probably heard, lithium-ion batteries, like the one in your iPhone, last a lot longer when you don't charge them to 100% every time. So you can set the maximum to 80 or 90% with a slider. I recommend 90%. I've noticed that occasionally Apple will go ahead and allow my phone to charge to 100% even though it's set at 90 when they detect that my iPhone has been used a lot in recent days. Another setting that may help you with your battery performance is called Reduce Transparency. Go back and look at the search bar and type in Reduce, and you'll see Reduce Transparency in the list. Select that. The translucent effect, that's part of the liquid glass effects, can drain battery, especially on older phones. So if you notice this happening to yours, then toggle Reduce Transparency option on. This may only make a slight difference, so let me know in the comments if you notice a difference. There is one option that will make a big difference regardless of what iOS you're running. Search for Background App Refresh. This is a big battery drainer. This app allows new content to download in the background, even while you're not using it. There are 3 options at the top, and if yours is set to the 3rd option, which is Wi-Fi and cellular data, I recommend setting it to Wi-Fi to save on your cellular data and your battery. Swipe back or hit the back button at the top, and you'll see a list of all your apps, which you can turn on individually. The majority of the apps listed do not need to refresh in the background when you're not using the app, so it'll save your battery to turn them off. I hope these how-to tips help you. I intentionally held up on letting you know about all of the iOS 26 features until I had an opportunity to see the final release to ensure that I wasn't talking about a feature that wasn't quite ready. There are many, many more updates and feature changes in this new release that you'll see in upcoming videos. Today, I wanted to highlight some of the bells and whistles that I thought would benefit you the most. Which ones are you most excited about? I hope you'll leave comments below and let me know. If this helped you today, hit that subscribe button and the like button. Also share it with a friend who's upgrading to iOS 26. They'll thank you later. This is Mike with Easy and Simple, and I'll see you next time. In the meantime, watch this video on keeping your iPhone healthy.